We have news coming in from the Supreme Court hearing the matter on Abhaya's rape and murder case. The order says police shall ensure that necessary conditions are created for ensuring safety of all doctors, including provisions for separate duty rooms, toilet facilities, installation of CCTV cameras. Doctors should first return to work and they must come back to work and do their notice. That's what they say. In fact, the Chief Justice of India says, let the doctor come back and join duty and we will ensure all facilities given to them. If they don't, then adverse action will be taken. This is the Supreme Court and its order saying clearly asking the doctors to get back to work. Doctors should first return to work and they must come back and then do their notice. Let me cut across to Shrishti Oja for more on that. Shrishti, please tell us more on what the Supreme Court of India has said when it comes to the doctors now in protest, seated 3 weeks on.
Well, Nabila, as we also saw on the last occasion, the court had very clearly asked the doctors, all the protesting doctors, to resume their duties and get back to work, also assuring that if they do get back to work, no coercive action against them would be taken by the state. Now, today, in very clear and categorical terms, the Supreme Court has now said that the doctors must resume their duties. They have a duty towards the society and they must resume their duties again, while also asking the police to ensure that ensure appropriate facilities for their safety and security, and also the other facilities that are required for them to resume their duties. But very strictly, the court has now said that if the doctors resume their duties by 5 p.m. tomorrow, no adverse action will be taken against them. However, if they fail to get back to their work, adverse action will be taken. The court has also recorded a statement by West Bengal's counsel, Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal, that if the doctors do in fact resume their duties, no adverse action, including any form of punitive transfers, will be taken against them. But well, as we see today, court again clearly saying that doctors can't just say, the court said that they are aware of the situation on ground, but doctors need to resume their work. Doctors can't just simply say that because senior doctors are already doing their duties, junior doctors don't need to go to work. So a clear direction from the Supreme Court that the doctors now need to get back to their duties, while also stating that the court will ensure their safety and security and proper protection as is needed. Clear directions to the police and also the district collectors to make sure that the facilities that they need, be it separate duty rooms, separate toilets, etc., installation of CCTV cameras, etc., all must be ensured and all must be taken care of. But doctors will now have to get back to their work in terms of Supreme Court's direction. That's at least what the court's direction is, by 5 p.m. tomorrow. If they fail to do so by 5 p.m. tomorrow, then adverse action will be taken. Now, this direction has come in after we saw West Bengal's counsel tell court that around 6 lakh doctors have still not joined their duties. Around 23 deaths have already been reported because doctors have not resumed their duties. They've also pointed out that 54 police personnel in the state have been injured. One has even lost his eye. The doctors have also refused to treat the police personnel who have been injured. So all these statements we saw coming from the council for the state of West Bengal, in response to which the court tried to find out if the doctors have in fact gotten back to their duties or not. And this was followed with the direction from the top court that the doctors need to join their duties again. Failing which, now this is the first time that the court has said. Until now, the court kept saying that adverse action will not be taken, but now the court has clearly said that if they fail to resume their duties even now by 5 p.m. tomorrow, then adverse action will be taken against these doctors. Now, other than that, we've also seen court go through CBI status report today and has also asked for a fresh status report in 1 week's time again to CBI to go ahead with its investigation, and the court will again consider the status report which will be submitted by the CBI on Tuesday, which is next week. Other than that, we also saw some allegations come up with regard to the manner in which the post-mortem was conducted on the day on that particular day in the evening, one of the lawyers making claims and alleging discrepancies, not only in the manner in which the postmortem was conducted, but also the report of the postmortem. The court has noted that the discrepancies which are being alleged, all these are already something that the CBI's investigation is already investigating, and the CBI has been asked to go ahead with this investigation. Court also clarifying that it cannot ask CBI how to investigate. The investigation is in progress. The probe agency will be going ahead with investigation, and the court will be considering the status report after 1 week. One important question that we saw the court put to the state of West Bengal today was with regard to the post-mortem. If the challan which is required to go with the dead body for the post-mortem is not on record as of now, where is that challan is what the court asked. How could the doctor have conducted the post-mortem without having a proper official request to that in that regard? We saw the West Bengal Council say that they did not have the concerned document with them as of now, but they will be getting instructions. Court also noted that that particular challan for post-mortem is not something that is part of the CBI's records as well. It's not been handed over to the CBI either. So that particular form is something that the court has asked for from the state of West Bengal, and it has also clarified that it will be examining that document during its hearing on the next date. So also we saw the court point out that there's a 14-hour delay in registration of the FIR. Court questioned when was the unnatural death case registered by the police that particular day. Remember, even on the last occasion, we had seen the court had put similar questions to state of West Bengal, and there we saw that there was lack of clarity on that particular day with regard to when was a UD case officially registered. Court had questioned that if the police had figured out that it was an unnatural death case in the morning itself, why was there a delay on registration of that particular case? Today we saw the State of West Bengal Council tell court that the unnatural death entry in fact took place in the afternoon around 2:45 p.m. But CBI's counsel, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, pointed out a contradiction, stating that the police's own records state that the case was registered in the late at night around 11:30 p.m. So all these, we saw the court once again get into different aspects of the investigation in this case, be it registration of the unnatural death case, be it the timing of the FIR, be it the aspect of security and safety of the doctors at Arjigarh Hospital and even the other hospitals, with the court making it very clear that the state needs to take action. The state needs to make sure that all the facilities which are needed to provide a safe and secure environment for the doctors to resume their duties should in fact be provided to them. The court will be considering CBI's report once again next week, and it will be important to see the new revelations or what will CBI have to say, because at this point, considering the report has been in a sealed cover, we saw the CJI himself also say that they can't read out a lot of details, they can't comment much on the investigation or the details that CBI has put in its investigation report, considering it's a very sensitive matter. The investigation is still ongoing, is still in progress. So it will be important. Next hearing again would be extremely crucial, because the CBI will be submitting yet another status report with regard to the progress that it has made into the investigation of the rape and murder offence that took place at Arjigarh Hospital last month.
You know, we also know that the centre has recently filed an application alleging non-cooperation from the West Bengal government. So, in a way, the Supreme Court's observations at this point gives sort of structure to the CBI in their ongoing probe. Let me quickly cut across to Mahesh Jethmalani with the BJP joining us on the phone line. Mr. Jethmalani, your take on the Supreme Court's observations here, asking pointed questions on the delay in the cremation, on the post-mortem that was carried out. Why the rush? In a way, asking the CBI to go through the entire probe details that was carried out by the Kolkata police initially.
Well, I mean, that's absolutely necessary, you see, because there are very fundamental questions raised given, the nature of the offense. The most glaring one is, why was the FIR filed so late? You know, this is we are now exactly a month into the incident, right? And there's no clarity as to even the time of the death. When did this assault take place? normally a post-mortem report, which has been conducted in West Bengal, in Calcutta, right, gives you at least an approximate time. It says 14 hours before, to 10 to 12 hours before, or some time period is given as to when the rape and murder took place. In this case, the post-mortem report seems to be absolutely quiet on the time. Now, you see, all this becomes very important if you don't ascertain a time, right? When was this matter first brought to the notice of the medical college authorities? Who discovered it? That person becomes the first informant. It is his duty or his superior's duty to then lodge the FIR. Why was a death which took place early in the early hours or late night, right? I now imagine it's post 11:15 p.m. on the 8th, because the parents say they spoke to her at 11:15 on the 8th, right? So why is it taken so long to fix a time date, and why was the FIR filed date of a time of death, and why has the FIR taken so extraordinarily long? And then it's a mandatory requirement to bring the forensic expert immediately, because there are clues available on the scene of the offense and the deceased body regarding fingerprints, etc. Why wasn't the forensic expert brought in immediately? The law mandates it.
Yeah.
And then there's all these delays, and the whole case diary is a mess, as we found out in today's hearing. Documents forwarding the body, a vital document by which a body is forwarded after an inquest for post-mortem, is not to be found. It's not sent to the CBI along with the papers. What has happened to that document? I mean, without that kind of a document, there cannot be a post-mortem. What is going on? I mean, the West Bengal case, look, if this was a straight case of a sexual offender raping and killing a victim, right? Why is so much time and so much, the crime scene is compromised. There's a delay in the FIR, no forensic evidence gathered. The parents are told it's a suicide. Look at all these circumstances. Why should all this have happened? I mean, people should ask, why should all this have happened? What was something, if this was a straight crime, right, it should have been treated like any other crime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a heinous crime. In that sense, it's not a straight crime. But then, it's a very simple matter. A prompt action should have been taken according to law. The steps required for investigation should have been meticulously followed. It wasn't. And that raises questions. And every day, there is some mess in the records. Why is this happening?
There's also been a passionate appeal by the top court asking for the protesting doctors to return to work. You have the Chief Justice himself saying medicine justice can't be denied or delayed for anyone. So please get back to work.
I mean, look, doctors have a duty. They can protest when they're not on duty if they want, right? They protest peacefully but when their duty hours, are ongoing, they should be there. I mean, you can't protest because first of all, doctors have, made a Hippocratic oath before they embark upon their profession. Right?
Yeah.
So, it's their professional duty. So, on that, the doctors should resume their practice and, attend to patients as soon as they possibly can. And when they are free from their duties, they can go on protest.
Final word, the BJP, the centre, has also filed an application before the top court saying that the West Bengal government hasn't been cooperating with the probe. Would you want to elaborate?
I haven't seen that, actually. I haven't seen that. So without seeing the central government, is it the CBI or the central government?
The centre has filed an application with the top court, alleging that...
By the centre, do you mean a central agency like the CBI?
The centre, the central government.
The Union of India, but I haven't seen that. I see that
Right.
It's not possible for me to comment.
All right, Mr. Jethmalani, thank you very much for joining us on that. As we see the Supreme Court very clearly here pointing out that there was a 14-hour delay in filing the FIR. What was the reason for that? Asking the CBI to conduct a thorough probe from the moment the body was recovered up until the point the post-mortem was conducted, and asking for CCTV footage to be thoroughly combed and be viewed as crucial evidence. Let me quickly take you through the recent reactions that came even as part of the proceedings in the top court. Listen in.
During the course of the hearing, the court has been apprised of the, into invert commas, challan for use when a dead body is sent for examination, into invert commas, complete, full stop. The Solicitor General, on the instructions of the investigating officer of the CBI, states that the above challan, duly filled in, is not a part of the file which has been handed over to the CBI for investigation. Sure. Stop. Faced with the above, faced with the above. Faced with the above, it has been submitted by the learned counsel appearing on behalf for the original petitioners before the Calcutta High Court.
One of the petitioners.
Appearing, for one of the petitioners before the Calcutta High Court, that the form was, as a matter of fact, produced before the Calcutta High Court during the course of the hearings. Stop. The form is unavailable with Mr. Kapil Sibal, learned senior counsel, and Mr. When was the search and seizure actually carried out?
Just 8:30 to 10:45. 8:30 to 10:45. The photographs had been taken before, Malaj.
8:30 in the morning or in the evening?
Evening, Malaj.
The body was found in the morning at 9:30.
That's right. Photographs were taken. Once the body was removed, Malaj, for post-mortem, then only, Malaj.
And by whom? There is some relevance. Therefore, my lord, I would like my learned friend to ask. There is some relevance.
Malaj, we have photographs from 12:45 p.m. onwards of everything that happened. We have the original with us. The surveillance, the rest.
No, page 1 is state government has issued comprehensive guideline on 19th August.
Next page, Malaj. Next page.
Sanction 37.28 crore.
No, after that, CCTV, Malaj. CCTV surveillance cameras in medical colleges, other hospitals. State government has taken and installed additional CCTV cameras in all government.
1,747 CCTV cameras were functioning in medical colleges. Why would this offense have taken place?
Yes, you're right.
But state government has taken the initiative to install additional 6,178 CCTV cameras.
Yeah.
Are being constructed. 893 additional duty restrooms are being constructed. Illumination is, state government is looking at the installation.
That naturally, these are not, they're not available there, Malaj. So we have to do this right away, Malaj.
But tell us one thing. What is it that the state government has installed at RG Corps, for instance? Tell us at RG Corps what additional equipment has been installed after we took charge of the matter.
All right, I will tell you that, Malaj.
Not just that sanctions have been issued.
No.
What is the progress on the ground that the state government?
Kindly see, we have said at page 4, Malaj, that we are taking up works regarding security infrastructure upgradation of RG Kar Medical College as suggested by CISF and assigned an amount of 50, a copy of memo dated so-and-so. State government has given district helpline numbers. CFS told us we are moving forward, Malaj, in that direction.
Tell us by the next day.
Very well.
On what steps have actually been implemented on the ground.
Sure, Malaj, we'll do that.
All right. Well, we see that the top court at this point has given strict directions to the CBI as well, asking for CCTV footage to be taken as a primary evidence, and several questions being raised of the Kolkata police's investigation, be it on the delayed FIR or a hurried post-mortem. Questions being raised by the Supreme Court as part of the hearing. More reactions coming in. Listen in.
On September 17, we are being joined by one of the main interveners in the case before the Calcutta High Court, Mr. Vijay Kumar Singhal, who will tell us what exactly was his contention before the Calcutta High Court, and the same was raised today before the Supreme Court as well. So, what exactly was your contention? Your lawyer's contention before the Supreme Court?
सुप्रीम कोर्ट की उसमें कुछ फॉर्म होते हैं जो एफआईआर लॉन्च करने से पहले इंडोर्स करने पड़ते हैं, जो ऑफिसर भेजता है, आईओ जो रहता है उसमें साइन होता है, टाइमिंग होता है, डेट होता है, वो उसमें मिसिंग है। प्लस वो सीबीआई को जो कलकत्ता हाईकोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस बेंच ने दी थी कि वो सारी जितनी सीडी कॉपी, जितनी रिपोर्ट है वो तुरंत हैंडओवर सीबीआई को कर दी जाए। लेकिन आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट में तुषार मेहता जी जो सीबीआई की रिपोर्ट दे रहे थे उसमें जितने इंडोर्स किए हुए फॉर्म है उसमें वो फॉर्म रिपोर्ट मिसिंग है।
Sir, your advocate also said that the postmortem can't take place after 6:30 p.m. in the evening.
वो उसके लिए स्पेशल परमिशन चाहिए, और उसके लिए क्या होता है जब भी कोई फोरेंसिक टीम इन्वॉल्व की जाती है तो विदाउट एफआईआर के उसके नहीं कर सकते हैं। अभी बीएनएसएस में न्यू सेक्शन आए हुए हैं, 173 और 176 दो सेक्शन है उसमें, ओल्ड में और न्यू में।
The Supreme Court has also taken note of the fact that the challan, the handing over challan, the body challan has not been on the record. So what's your take on that?
हम लोग उसके बारे में कह नहीं सकते, रिकॉर्ड में नहीं है, लेकिन मिस्टर सिब्बल उनके गवर्नमेंट के जो एम्प्लॉय मतलब एडवोकेट थे बंगाल गवर्नमेंट के, उनके पास भी वो कॉपी नहीं थी और सीबीआई के पास भी नहीं है और सबमिट भी नहीं की गया है। नेक्स्ट डेट में उसको सबमिट करेंगे तब उससे पता चलेगा फैक्ट क्या है।
So what are your exactly allegations that the probe has been botched up, or what exactly happened in the case?
क्योंकि मर्डर तो सुबह जैसे दिखा रहे हैं उसमें जो टीम दी गई है कि उसका बॉडी को 9:30 बजे देखा गया था, उसके बाद में पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म किया गया, पुलिस आई है, उसके बाद टीम को दिया गया, लेकिन एफआईआर जो है 11:30 बजे लॉन्च की गई है और उसके पहले उस बॉडी को इनकार्नेशन भी कर दिया, मतलब जो है मरणोपरांत जो करते हैं 3 बॉडी को पहले वेट करा के तब उसको फास्टली किया गया है, इसलिए उसमें कुछ रिपोर्टें में मिसिंग है। हमारे एडवोकेट फिरोजिदुल जी ने जो हाईलाइट किए हैं वो चीफ जस्टिस साहब ने नोटिंग की है। नेक्स्ट वीक में जो हियरिंग है उसमें फैक्ट आएंगे क्या है नहीं है।
So very clearly, the counsel of the petitioner was clearly raised most of the important points before the Supreme Court, that there was some discrepancies in the investigation conducted so far by the West Bengal government, and the documents are still missing from the file. With camera person Lokendra Pandey from New Delhi, this is Kanu Sarda for India Today.
All right. So what the Supreme Court has clearly observed here are very pertinent details which the Kolkata police are at this point left to firefight. Of course, they've got to respond to questions like why the FIR was filed hours later, why the postmortem was hurried, several questions on the challan of moving the body to the crematorium, etc. The due process wasn't followed, and why was that skipped? Now, the Supreme Court, observing these lapses here, clearly puts the Kolkata police in the back foot, who've been constantly harping on the fact that they went ahead with the investigation as per protocols, but clearly here several lapses that are being pointed out by the Supreme Court. Now, of course, the investigation in the hands of the CBI, who's been clearly looking into the CCTV footage and the delay that's been suggested here in registering the FIR and also cremating the body, the rush with which the body was cremated, and also as per statement by the family members. The CBI at this point, as per cues of the Supreme Court, will have a lot to observe. Kanu Sharda joining us for more on that. Kanu, break it down for us, the multiple points that were raised by the Supreme Court, clearly indicating the Kolkata police's lapses right from the word go of this investigation.
Yes, Nabila, the top court had questioned why there was a 14-hour delay in the registering of the FIR. The Supreme Court was also, told by one of the original petitioners before the Calcutta High Court that, the postmortem report, the postmortem shouldn't have happened after 6:30 p.m. because that's the norm. The petitioners have also questioned as to how, the challan which was needed for handing over the body before the postmortem of postmortem doctor is not available on the record, and the same record was not even available in the CBI records. The top court has also questioned that entire CCTV footage, has that CCTV footage been given in entirety to the CBI or not? So these are some kind of pertinent questions, the top court has asked the CBI to furnish, CBI to look into it, because they have, analyzed that there are some kind of discrepancies between the fact that the documents submitted and the facts placed on records. That is why Supreme Court has given 1 week's time more to the Central Bureau of Investigation to complete the investigation in the case and submit a fresh status report Court on September 17th. But on the same hand, the Supreme Court has also warned all the protesting doctors to resume their duties back by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Else, the Supreme Court has made it very, very clear the protection given to the doctors earlier, that no adverse action will be taken against those protesting doctors, will be taken back. So the doctors have been given 5 p.m. time till tomorrow to resume the duty. But on the same hand, the top court has also asked all the authorities, the West Bengal authorities, to make sure that the basic requirements of the protesting doctors, that a resting room for male and female doctors, toilet facilities for male and female doctors separately, the CCTV footage, the CCTV installation in the area. So all these kind of, if these kind of facilities are made available to all the doctors, the top court has, urged the doctors that it is their duty to protect, the patients who are before them, because it is their foremost duty to, ensure that the patients do not lose their lives. Because the state of West Bengal has also told the top court that 28
the appeal coming in from the top
life.
court to doctors asking them to get back to work, because you can't delay health care to people or deny them. So it's really a passionate appeal coming in from the Supreme Court while they observe the lapses simultaneously in the investigation into Abhaya's case. As we know, Kanu, for the moment, the Supreme Court has asked the CBI to file a fresh report by the 17th of September. And what exactly should be the angle that they should be, or what is the Supreme Court expecting to be presented on 17th?
Well, Nabila, there is a lot of discrepancies in the timing of the registration of the FIR. There is a lot of discrepancies in the fact that how the body was, recovered. There was also a discrepancy raised by the Central Bureau of Investigation over the collection of the forensic samples. So the CBI has also raised the question that, there were some problems with the samples that have been collected from the body of the female doctor. And that is why, the CBI has told the top court that they have sent the samples over to the AIIMS Delhi and to some other central agencies for the forensic analysis, because what the CBI in its initial investigation have found out that there are some kind of discrepancies. And also some of the lawyers have also raised the point that the body was not found in an appropriate position. So how the forensics have taken place? So this is one of the contention that CBI will have to answer to the top court, that what exactly the AIIMS forensic report comes, and what does it show that was the DD entry and all the entries made by the West Bengal government after the death of the female doctor were correctly placed as per the record or not. So a lot of contentions that the CBI will have to tell to the Supreme Court, but a lot is more expected from the West Bengal government, because the West Bengal government was also told to be proactive in providing all the facilities and safety and security of the doctors at large, because the Supreme Court has said that the West Bengal government will have to ensure the safety and security of the doctors and not wait for the National Task Force guidelines to be in place. So the onus is more now on the West Bengal government to tell the Supreme Court that how many doctors, how many government hospitals are there in the state, how many doctors are there, available on the thing, and what kind of facilities that the West Bengal government is going to give to those doctors. But the West Bengal government, who was represented by senior advocate Kapil Sibal, contended that the doctors are protesting and not telling the state government that the state government should be know about these kind of protests which are happening across the state. So these are the kind of allegations the West Bengal government is saying, that the protest, we understand, is a matter of right, but we as a state government, we should be known about these kind of protests, and that is why the Supreme Court has given time till 5 p.m. tomorrow to all the protesting doctors on the street
to get back to work
and resume their duty back.
So while that said, Kanu, stay with us. We have Mamata Banerjee's big remark that's coming in amid the Supreme Court's indictment. The Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of West Bengal, says, and I quote, "We must all remain vigilant during Durga Puja. Religion is personal, but festival is for all. Durga Puja is our biggest festival. There must not be any conspiracy to defame Bengal. Some TV channels are only provoking for TRPs. Some want to set Bengal on fire. If some sections think that it is their one-point agenda to mislead the people by misleading them, then it's a crime. We have witnessed a lot of defamatory stuff on YouTube, even relating to the Chief Justice of India. Mamata Banerjee is slamming the narratives at this point, saying that it's been deliberately done to defame the West Bengal government. And speaking in light of Durga Puja, much ahead of the celebrations, she says religion is personal but festival is for all. Durga Puja is our biggest festival. There must not be any conspiracy to defame Bengal. Indrajit will be joining us to give us a sense of what Mamata Banerjee said in Bengali. Listen in.
তাকে নিয়ে যা ইচ্ছে তাই বলে যাচ্ছে কেউ কেউ একবারও ভাববেন না আপনার পরিবারকে তুলে যদি কেউ এই কথা বলে তাহলে আপনার কি হবে গত 7 দিন আগে সামনে পুজো আপনারা এবার আমায় বলুন ল এন্ড অর্ডার লোকটাকে তো জানতে হবে যে কোন পাড়ায় disrespect the people of Bengal and defame the state করছে কোথায় কি পুলিশ পোস্টিং আছে এটা পুজোর সময়
She's saying that there is a concerted effort to malign West Bengal during Durga Puja. Ahead of Durga Puja, Mamata Banerjee said that there is a conspiracy going on to disturb the biggest festival in West Bengal. She says that there's a time to create an economic, there's a plan to create an economic threat in the form of protest.
কাগজপত্র ভিডিও রেকর্ডিং
Mamata Banerjee speaking out on the RGCR issue. Mamata Banerjee says everything, the case diary has been handed over to the CBI as soon as the court transferred the case to the CBI. Mamata Banerjee says that the Home Ministry had written a letter to the state government
এবং একটা প্রাইমারি স্কুল কর্পোরেশনের সেই দুটোকে দিলাম
provide accommodation to CISF. And the state government has done all that was required to be done to provide facilities to the CISF. Mamata Banerjee, of course, speaking out on the issue that was raised before the Supreme Court today. Mamata Banerjee speaking out on the RGCR issue, and she's saying that the CISF, the state government will do everything to provide all the facilities for the CISF to work efficiently to provide security to RGCR hospital.
How is it possible?
But she's saying that there are certain constraints for the state government. The RGCR hospital is located in a very congested area, and therefore it is difficult to find special arrangements for the CISF at a very short notice. Mamata Banerjee saying that the CISF personnel can be provided accommodation at the police barracks, which is a few kilometers away, and they can be provided with transportation. Mamata Banerjee says that now the responsibility and onus lies with the central government. Now that the CISF has been handed over security of the RGCR Medical College Hospital, she's also lashed out. She's also lashed out at the media, a section of the media, saying that they are engaged in a conspiracy to defame Bengal.
Because we are bound to accept the court verdict. কিন্তু মনে রাখবেন কেন্দ্রীয় সরকারের সম্পূর্ণ চক্রান্ত আছে এবং
Mamata Banerjee alleging this is a complete conspiracy by the central government.
যাদের মানুষের কাছে যাওয়ার ক্ষমতা নেই যেহেতু আমরা কিছু পাল্টা করছি না একতরফা হয়ে যাচ্ছে রাতের বেলায় পুজোর সময় পুলিশ রাজ্যকে পাহাড় দেয় কোনো দুর্ঘটনা ঘটলে পাহাড় দেয় দাঙ্গা হলে পাহাড় দেয় দুর্যোগ হলে পাহাড় দেয় কিন্তু প্রতিদিন রাতে আপনারা যদি রাস্তায় থেকে
Mamata Banerjee speaking out on the everyday night protests that are taking place in Kolkata. She's saying that it is the Kolkata police which is providing protection to those who are coming out on the streets at night. However, she's reminding that loudspeakers are being used during night protests. People are getting disturbed. She says it is exactly a month till the incident happened, and she's requesting everyone. She is requesting people to allow people to lead normal lives, and she's saying she's requesting the central agency CBI to finish the probe fast.